Hi, Irene. How are you guys today? I see that the two of you have joined, so hopefully others will follow. I'm kind of reading through the notes here really quick. Oh, okay. Thanks, Irene, for sharing the info. So you're going in for you're going back in for a second surgery based on your testing. I'm sorry to hear that. It makes it hard. How are you feeling in general? Why the number after your name? I don't know. Why the number after your name? What time it is? Oh, maybe it's 6 people? I don't know where the number is for you guys because we don't get to see the same screen that you do. So if someone else can help guide that question, but feel okay, just very tired. Yeah, your body is working hard to try and repair itself, and with all the other goodies that you got going on, it definitely is going to be tiring for a while, but I promise it'll be worth it. So I hope you well in the next surgery. So that will be the 29th of July, I would guess at this point, since it can't possibly be June. So,
Yeah, or past June.
but maybe August, but hopefully it's in July. So, if there's any questions that you guys have, please let me know. I see that we've had a few others join us now. So, I'm going to go through some of the things that we've had before that I'm going to just show you kind of quickly. We'll go through those. And then we'll talk about some new things that we have in the store for you, both. So let's take a look at what we've got. I have this, they're called the square tags. There's the black tag and the ivory tag. It comes with the little eyelets up here on the top, which are seen better in the ivory than in the black. And then it always comes with a ring. So those are the two types of tags. And I do know that we got some other ones in that I think I showed you a couple weeks ago. They're a longer tag that we still have in stock. So that is a good thing. So let's take a peek at what else we have. I think that we've had all of these colors before, but just in case, this is the Lisa Horton Gilding Flake. It is solid color instead of mixed colors like the Cosmic Shimmer. So if you want to do something that's specific to a color, this is really nice to have. I know that see, now this is a new one. This one is gold and black from Lisa Horton. So this is a mix. I know that when I had some green that I was using from Lisa Horton, it was nice because I was guaranteed the same color each time. And some of the other colors didn't work as well because it didn't pick up as much on the blue or the green, excuse me, because I was doing leaves. It didn't pick up as much of the green as it did the gold by having them mixed. So sometimes you get, clumps of one color or another. So either mix really well if you have one that you want to have a little bit more striking with the colored one, the mixture colors, but you've also got the single color, and that one is great when you want all over the same color covering. So we've got, let's see, what is this one called? This one is Ruby. This one is Lilac. It looks kind of pink, but it has a hue of lavender to it, lilac to it. And the other one was called Night Sky. This one is one of my favorites. I like using it for the hummingbirds. It's showing up on my screen as blue, but I will tell you it's a very dark indigo purple. And then this is my other favorite one for doing stenciling for hummingbirds. So when you're doing like your tea bag folding, this is sometimes fun to put on some of the paper and then use as part of your folding for their heads. And this color is called Rich Purple. This one's called 18 karat gold. It is a brighter gold than some of the other golds. This one is champagne. So you can see the difference between the two. The champagne is not silver. It is gold, but it is a duller, just not as bright. Maybe the better way to say it is maybe not quite as brassy. I think that's a good explanation. And then this is the warm copper. And then we still have some left over from the past that we have for Lisa Horton. So take a look again if you want to look at all of the different colors that are available. And let's see. Yes, and there are 3 purples to choose from, Mary. So let's take a peek. Let's start with the regular portion of this set. I think I'm going to show it to you in the, let's see. I've got Stamperia, and some of them have more than others in them and are different. So I may have to just kind of pick and choose and see what's going to be the same or different. So Stamperia has been expanding their line with how much they put into a line, which is kind of nice. I think this is going to be the size that we're going to be looking at on the whole. So then that way you can see the whole page. There we go. So this is called Stamperia's Silent Sea. And they have now started doing just lots of options for their items. They have had some of the types in the past, but they're going out and getting more and more creative and having a larger line of the same, a larger choice to make in the same line, not line, subject matter. There, we'll try that. What did you say?
I said style.
Style. Yeah, style works too. Okay, so this one is the scrapbooking 8x8. It is 10 double-faced sheets. And they've kind of made them now into a booklet format, so that's kind of nice. So now you can see the double on one side with the other. Now you'll see the other side. Let's take a look. So some lovely backgrounds, and then your main pictures. And Stamperia does not do repeats, so it's 10 different designs. Technically, it's 10 sheets, so 20 different designs. This is a really calm, I can see why it says Silent Sea, because it's just really natural, laid back, kind of neutral coloring. And they do such a great job of doing the writings or the linens or the backgrounds so pretty that you can use them to face your 4x6s. I guess they're probably not quite 4x6s. No, because they'd be maybe they're 4x3s because they're 8 inches long. So here's another one. So as you can see, these are beautiful. Lots of natural sections as well as shore scenery, which is nice. You've got kind of the botanical style, architectural style, and then more whimsical. And then this is your cutout sheet. And that is what is in this pack. She has one that's called the and I say she, it's specifically an artist that Stamperia doesn't always use the exact same artist. They use different artists. And so this one is specifically by Christina Advon, Rodavon, maybe. I might not be pronouncing that last name right. And this is called the Maxi Pad, which means that it's 22, and these are single face sheets. So this might be, if you're wanting to use both the fronts and the backs and you don't know what to do, I bet you that's what this is going to be. So since they're single-sided, you're probably going to get the same pages with a background and then the page. Yep, that's exactly what this one is, and then the background. So it's letting you use more of the actual pieces, which I really like this idea a lot. It allows you to use every inch of the beautiful designs that they create. So I think this is very smart of them, but it's all the same sheets. However, 22 implies that there is 2 more sheets than the other one. I don't know if I can spot them or not, unless they consider the front and the back covers as 2 of the sheets. Not sure. Look at all these lovely backgrounds. You can now, oh, this one is different. I don't recall seeing squares in the other one. Do you?
No.
Yep. And so that's the background that's different. Same little cards, but now you have the backs that go with them. Yeah, this is a great idea. If you are somebody that has a tough time deciding on which side of the paper you want to do things on, I have that problem. This is the perfect kind of set for you. The other option that they have been doing more of, and they started doing it 2 Christmases ago, I believe. I think it was 2 Christmases ago, with the Season's Greetings Christmas set, and then the Nutcracker set. You had a background set, and we just have a recent one too as well from one of our Stamperias that we have the background sets to, the kind of the steampunk foresty animals that Stamperia did. They have one that it is all backgrounds. So this may be the way that you may want to go if you want to buy that 10 page. And then you have 2 different sides of 10 pages of backgrounds. So now you've got quite a bit more to choose from in background styles. And I love these background papers, and here's the reason why. I have tons of things that have the same kinds of similarities. And so I like to use up some of the things that I have. And I'm not afraid to mix brands. So if they have a good feel to them, in fact, these are great for when I'm doing my banners, or when you have a large project that you need some background pages to, like your journaling. Hello, Norillis. And I think that I have everyone currently on there. Okay, and here is the last 2 backgrounds. So lots of pretty ones that aren't in either of those other 2 pages. So, and I'm going to tell you that since this is harder to navigate, it's the exact same thing, just in the 12 by 12 size. So here's your 22 single-faced sheets. Here is your 10 double-faced sheets. And then here is your background sheets in the larger size. These are absolutely wonderful. And these are also a 10-page, 10-page for the background and the regular style. And then the ones that are the maxi pad, that's 22 single-faced ones. I'm going to run out of space here really quick. Let's see. Let me tuck it this way. Okay, so as part of this nautical set, here we go. Aren't these beautiful? These are some of the rice paper backgrounds. This one is not from that set. What set is this one from? Carta de Rizo. I don't think that we have any of this paper, but this would be a cool one.
Those trains, gorgeous.
Yeah. It's always hard for me to know if my dad sees stuff because sometimes he watches. And so sometimes he sees stuff and then I'll make him something. He'll go, oh, yeah, I saw that when you were showing it, blah, blah, blah. So I did, however, had my mom not have him see the hunky-dory train that I put in an acetate box, and that it was 3D from the planes, trains, and boats. And so I got to sneak that one by him. So he was surprised for Christmas that year. Here we go. Okay, now they also are doing some rub-ons as well. We're getting more of those in. I know that we got some in with the last sets too. So if you have a horse theme that you want to go with, you can use these rub-ons. If you want to focus more on the beach concept, there's those borders. Or there's these nautical sets. I love the blues in this. It's just very peaceful. And then here are the shell and beach rub-ons. They also have these push-out chipboard pieces. They are wooden shapes. They are not, they do not have stick-em on the back. So that's something that you probably should know. So if you're wanting to use them as something, just be aware that you probably are going to want to make sure that you have your tacky glue in order to attach these with. Something that will give it some heavy duty. Okay. This is, I don't think that I've seen one of these, but then again, I have not had a chance to breathe in between one set to the next. And so there are times where I have missed a couple sets along the way. So I don't know that we have stickers in other sets yet, but for me, this is a new one. So these are stickers for Stamperia. Comes in a nice little envelope section, but here are the stickers. They are not chipboard stickers, and they have a matte finish instead of a glossy finish, which is nice. I like that idea. There we go. Debbie added some information on there. I knew that she was going to have to start. It's good she started. Now, the problem is that it's not got to feel very great. So I'm sure it's not fun, but it's good for her to do. I'm going to set that one aside because I've got to take pieces out of it to show you. These are smaller rice paper version packs. There is 8 printed rice papers in here, and they're the size of a European A6. And it's really faint on the back. I could probably pull these all out, but I think I'm not going to be able to with those staples in there. It's at the top of the plastic and it will just tear everything, and then I don't have packaging to put it back into. So I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm trying to hold extra still, but it's several of the backgrounds and then the lighthouse. There we go. Isn't that pretty? So another lovely way to do some backgrounds. Okay, let's see. We also have washi pads. I'm telling you, they are expanding and expanding. Now what's interesting is that I'm not seeing any die cuts with this set. And I know that they all came in at one time. So I think this is where you use some of your extras that you have, or you use your cutout sheets. This is washi tape instead of instead of stickers. This has even a more matte effect to it. And the washi tape is true washi tape. It is not, I'm going to double check before I say it completely, but I'm pretty positive. Yep, it's all one sheet. So just be aware. You can always cut them out small, and being that it's light, you can probably just blend that white right in without having to fussy cut too much. And there's lots of neat ones on here. Let the sea set you free. Tides of change. Find yourself. Soul of the ocean. The other one had freedom on it with the horses. Where the sea meets the sky. So these have a lot of neat little sayings on them too. These are all beautiful. This may be a great way to do your ephemera, your die cut pieces for people that don't want to have to fussy cut. I think that you could probably even tear it as washi tape, because it is washi tape. Tearing it will just give you kind of a little bit of roughness around the edges and will make it even more authentic to the style. This might be one I have to play with, since I haven't tried it before. You know, there's always something to play with. The time is really what is there. Okay, that's the rub-ons. Then we have some stencils. These are beautiful. Can you imagine using all of your cosmic shimmer pastes with something like this? Ha 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 ha. Look at that. How beautiful. I like how they put everything on black, because then you can really see. Everything in black is what's going to be colored when you use it. So you can really see. I love the little swirl. Got some sand dollars, and it looks like some coral, and maybe over here a hibiscus. That may just be another type of shell. Might be it. There's the sand dollars. So but the sea set you free. That one is adorable. That's silly. How can a crab with no facial features be so cute? Okay. Let's see. This is the last of the stencils. So this one, you get a lot more of the pieces with it. Look at all the shells and sea urchins, starfish. You've got a lot of different pieces on this one. And you can always use just a small set of it. If you just want to use this shell, you don't have to cut everything. Just put masking tape over the top of your stencil. Let's say that you want to do this shell right here. You can mask off anything that's around it so that you're only putting in the colors that you want. And in fact, you can mask some of this and then give it an ombre effect from oranges to neutral colors for the shell. And then you can pop in something else next to it. Like this cute little crab sitting in front of it or behind it. So you can mix and match stencils really nicely, and that's why I like these bigger sheets, because you've got a little bit more options. And then here is the last of the Stamperia Silent Sea set. This is the card collection. If you want something simple that doesn't take up a lot of space, but you really love this print, but you just don't see yourself using all of it, this is one of my favorite ways. 3/4 Design does it as well, and Paper Roses does this too. One of our other ones does it as well. Studio Light. No, Studio. 49 Market has one that's like this too. So this is the card set. So it's going to have been all cut out for you. This one has a little hole in the top for putting on eyelets or using for tags with brads. This is a beautiful place to put some of your little shiny brad pieces in these tags. You can also use your stencils on something like this and then add your tags to it. So you can make some fun backgrounds. That cream would look really beautiful, and craft paper would look good too. So various different tags. They are also printed on the back. So if you don't like something that you see and you want to make notes, you can do that too. And then this one has a little tag on the back. Here are some shells. You can cut them or you can use it like a bookmark. They really have set these up so that it's easy to make things with it. And they don't, at least the one that I had, they didn't have tons of focus on how to use it, just what it has. So it has 1 bookmark, 5 tags, and 7 cards. And the cards are all a little bit different. So some of them are A6s and some of them are square. Looks like there's a couple 5x7s in there. So these are a little bit smaller. So hopefully you can see Breathe in the Ocean. When I was a kid, and I had lots of allergies, as we know. I still have lots of allergies, but as a kid, I lived down by the coast. And technically, I lived in California at the time, so we call it the ocean. But I would go down with my mom. My mom would take me down and she would say, okay, let's sit and just breathe in some of the good ocean air. And it would always help. The allergies would give a little bit of a reprieve. And so that makes total sense to me and brings back a nice memory. Look at that little starfish, seahorse. Oh, one of those days. Maybe a little brain dead. There we go. Okay. There's the horses and the sand. Dive into your soul. Aren't these beautiful? And they could be so easily used as a journal as well. You could totally make journals with this set. So it doesn't come with the actual cards unless you're counting this as the card. It doesn't come with any envelopes. So this particular company, it comes with the printouts for you to use to make these collections. And so if you just want a little bit of something because it's beautiful and you'd really like to have it, this is a great way to get a little bit of it. Okay. Let me put it all away. And since we're on the coastal theme, we have a new 49 in Market. And this one is called the Summer Porch. This is the big set. This is the 12 by 12 collector's pack. It's 10 double-sided papers, one of each design. So if you want all of these prints on both sides because you like them, then you'll have to buy 2 of these or get some extras and something else, because 49 in Market, as you know, makes tons of different sections. So let me take a look here, because I think these are the same. Then that way I'm not trying to show you the 12 by 12, because I always feel like it's harder to get an idea in the video. So this is their 6 by 8 collection pack. So you can make 5 by 7s, A6s, A5s, you name it. And let's see here, 6 by 8 pack, and it has 24 sheets. There's 2 of each double-sided pattern papers, plus 2 extra patterns on the inside of the cover sheets. So this one and this one, which is the other front side, this is what you're going to get for those 2 extras. So they don't count that as part of it, but they give it to you in case you want to use that. You can also cut those wonderful little guys out and use them as tuck-ins. And so here we go. Let's take a look at the next item in the pack. Okay, make sure that I put it on the right direction. All right, so here's page 1, and then remember there's 2 of each of these. So this is the back side. I'm giving you the boring side first, but it's not really boring. They're lovely backgrounds. So there's this blue, and it just has a hint of a design on it. I don't know if I've got the light shining on it enough to see it, but you can see, at least on my side, that it kind of changes colors. It's a very deep navy. Massachusetts Bay. Lots of little bubbles. Lighthouses. I I've often thought that it would be fun to try and visit all of the lighthouses that are in the United States. I have not gotten to all of them, but I've gotten to quite a few. The northeastern I have not been to. Is this a bundle? This is just the 6x8 pack. It is not a bundle made up. They don't, 49 Market doesn't come as an actual bundle. It just comes in parts, and you get to choose which parts that you like, kind of like Stamperia does. And depending on what happens over the next little bit, I can tell you that Debbie and I were talking about working on these together. So then that way she would have somebody to help, because for a while she's going to have her arms get tired easier. So I said, why don't we do it together? Then that way you do half and I do half, and then we can do a video for it. This looks very similar to the first one, but it is different, I think. Oh, they are very similar, but one is smaller than the other. And then the wood. Kind of this watermark. It is little Swiss dots all over it with the watermarks though, so that kind of brings in a fun little piece to it. This is not one of the box sets, if that might be another way. Lovely little flowers. Look, Debbie can answer the questions. I love it. Makes my job easier. I don't follow along and remember to look at the chat box enough. So thank you, Debbie. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. And then these papers are the same as the 12x12s. It's just they've cut it down or cut it into smaller portions, or shrunk it sometimes, but they're very, very similar. These would be so much fun with some of those color burst powders from Cosmic Shimmer. Look at this. They've done this for you on the back side. You could totally keep going with the same kind of themes and use your pixie powders on top of them. It would be fun. You never know. Okay, there's that section. And there are some things that are in here that I don't recall seeing. So I will open it, make it a quick show though, because some of them are the same. The 12x12 pack is 10 double-sided sheets, one of each design. So we've got that one. This one has our tree. It's just the bigger version. Same back that you've seen. Lighthouse, just the bigger version. That's its back. I do want to show you something on these that is different. See down here at the bottom, I've got two different pages against there. They've got these little border prints on them on the back side background, not on the front side. Is that helpful? Maybe not. This side is printed on the other side from the bottom of the page. So here's the first one that we've already seen. And now you've got this background with the color. And these are definitely some of the same prints, but this was not one of them. So if you like the seagulls, I do not recall seeing the seagulls. It could have been when I was reading something, but I think that I don't recall seeing them. Then you've got some more background prints. This one is the same, just larger. That is different. Massachusetts is blown up and thrown all onto the same piece of paper. Because of course, when they do those 6x8s, they shrink it down a little bit and then they take sections of what they add. So they can throw both in there. Case in point, here's the one that we saw. This is even a bigger design of it. And then there is the background for that one. Lovely red geraniums, it looks like, according to those little leaves. Bubbles. And then here are little card pieces. Hi, Karen. Yes, I agree, Thelma. You definitely can use them in lots of different places. I mean, think about it. This may have red and white and blue butterflies, but you could use that for a background to something else that maybe you're making with a butterfly die. There's always something to do with them. And as you know, I save every little scrap that I can unless I just go, I don't have time. Now, some of these are going to be very similar to some of the boxes that we've had from 49 and Market. They just aren't in boxes. So we've got different kinds for different things. And what I mean by that is these are the summer porch ephemera bits. It's got all of your sayings in it. This is a nice thick pack. So for me to show you each and every one would be crazy. But here are some of, just gives you a few ideas of what is involved in this pack. And as you can see, there is tons of it. So you've got little note cards and little sayings, little tag pieces, some pictures. There's things that you can do at the beach that, like golfing near the beach, that happens a few different places. They've got some vintage styles to some of them too. So the golfer, but I just saw a swimmer and now I've lost her by sliding the papers. Here's one. It's not of her face, but this is the view that you have of one of them, and it has her face closer up with her little bathing cap on. Lots of medallions, extra pieces. Oh, there she is. So this is just tons of little ephemera pieces as well as sayings. You've got frames that punch out. So the heart punches out, the square punches out. You've got these, which I love because it makes your little holders for you. You literally are going to fold those over and fold that over and tuck your stuff inside. Lots of fun things that you can do with all of these goodies. And they are single-sided. Some more pictures. So this kind of reminds me of the things that you would get in one of the boxes, and that's why I said it kind of reminds me of one of the album boxes, but you can use those for cards anytime. I love this. Kind of looks like a paint swatch. Okay, let's take a look here. I'm just going to kind of slide things forward and go to the next. This is the summer porch chipboard words. There are tons of them. You can see all the different colors and styles. By now you know what 49 and Market looks like with their sets, I think. So I'm just going to read you a few of the sayings. There are 57 chipboard pieces, and it says things like away, escape, you, us, hero, favorite, garden, sailor, delight, family, good, beach, love, snapshots, best, sandy, go, ahoy, water, beachy, coastal, time. And then there's a whole bunch of littler sayings. You can see them right here. All these littler ones are actual, some of them are just single words like the bigger pieces, but some are sayings like sail away with me, starfish wishes, my garden grows, high tides and good vibes. So those are some fun ones in there. I don't want to bury that one. Same thing with this one. This is our 59 chipboard pieces, and it has lots of pieces in there. They're going to be your die cut types, and it is on chipboard, so it's nice and thick. I think just based on time, I'm going to save this. I'm going to show it to you. See, here you go. But I think I want to break this up and show you a little bit closer what it looks like, but I will have run out of time today to do that. I love these. So this is called the summer porch, and they've made some summer porch frames for you. So kind of what you would see if you're sitting in front of the window or behind the window looking out at your shorelines. I think that this feels very New England style of coastal pieces. When you think of summer porches and you think of the types of windows that these come from, this reminds me more of like the East Coast style. We've got some little sticker gems. Some of them say little words like today and stay, shore, best ever. Got a few little pieces of decoration, some little heart stickers, and then your little gems up here. Your enamel dots, technically, enamel dots. Okay, we've got some washi tape. This one is the postage type, so if you liked the pumpkin one, you'll like this one too. It's going to have all these little postage pieces. If you are planning on sending out cards, this is a great thing to put on your envelope. And you can always put this next to the actual true postage. And they are, I haven't had them have a problem when I've done it. I've sent a couple of them out and I haven't had anything come back. So I don't think that it's a problem since it's not saying US postage on it or has a value on it, but you can use it on maybe the back of your envelope. So just something fun to help seal it. This is the vellum pack, not vellum, acetate packs. And this one I'm also going to show you more of next week because I think that I'm pushing on time. But I want to give you at least a heads up so that you can see. This one is 113 elements. There's 4 sheets in here. These are all cut. They are all laser cut, so they are pushed. You do not have any fussy cutting to do with this set. As I show it to you upside down. See? Fun things to do for later. My phone is telling me it's time to stand up. Well, too bad. Okay. This is washi tape. So it's going to be very similar to the Stamperia that we just talked about. You're going to tear it or you're going to cut it out, but it's not going to have to be fussy cut. too much because you're going to have this background, and it'll just kind of give it a little tape halo. It will show more if you put it on a darker surface. Summer Porch Essential Rub-On Transfers. These are some that are similar to what we've had in the past. You've got your little saying words over here on this side. You've got your ephemera type dots, as well as your, I call it the splatter dot look. Right over in here, it gives to having a little bit of fun on your pages, and then put your ephemera sitting on top, so it's kind of like the back of the background on the background, for example. So there are 4 different ones in here. So this one is 3 sheets, 6 by 12, and you're gonna put them on, rub them, lift up, and they should be on your paper. I still haven't had a chance to try it yet, but Mary swears by using her die cutting machine to just take it, put it on her paper where she wants it, and uses the die machine and rolls it out, lifts up the top, and it's done. No need to worry about missing part of it. So I can't wait to give that a try. I'm actually going to work on something this week to see if I can show you guys how to do it. So that will be a surprise for you guys, because we've had so many different rub-ons come in. I figure looking at them from a different viewpoint, not just on candles and things, but how can we use them on the papers, and how easily do they come off? Because I have not had good success with with rub-ons the rub-on way. These are also rub-on transfers. These are going to give you more of your actual prints. Look at these. So you can put these anywhere. So again, if you don't like Mary, do you find that the 49 Market rub-ons melt into the paper? Is that what you're saying? Because I have some that have not done as well, or either that or I'm just not good at rub-ons. I love this company. Absolutely. Debbie can speak to the rub-ons, though, because she, I believe, Debbie, you did these in the peach, right? I think she did some of the rub-ons in the peach. Look at those rub-ons. They're beautiful. No fussy cutting needed here. It just blends into your background. Oh, those are so beautiful. Bear with me. I don't want to put rub-ons together with other rub-ons, or else it won't go so well. Okay, let's see. Yes, collaging is so much fun. Thank you, Debbie. I think I've got some more rub-ons, and I've got some more cutout laser elements, and these are all kinds of things to show you. Let's take a look. I got 5 minutes left, so let's take a look at this one. This is the land laser cut elements. This other one is called the see laser cut elements. So we'll show you this one next week, or else I'll run out of time. Brittany has, I think we've caught up with Brittany's entering. So starting next week, we'll have some new items that she's putting in over the next couple of days. And so we'll be able to show you new things next Wednesday. This is what reminds me of the album pages. And you have to be so careful when opening these. Not because they're ginger, because they aren't, but because I'm not using this. I want it to get to you all in one fell swoop, but they do such a great job of laser cutting that they sometimes will move around. So, showing that, but here we go. So you're going to see little chipboard where there may be something from the back side, like in those little loop-de-loos. And then here's that side. You can also use these to cut out for tags and such that comes in with this set of the land ones. So here's a porch swing and some binder clips. There's a bench. This is just a frame, but you've got some berries in it and a camera and some stamps. So once you pull that out, you can really build up on that frame. Here's another set. Wouldn't this be fun with actually taking a little bit of twine and putting it around? You can just use a brad and do that right up. That would be fun. Okay, Debbie, it's on our list. So the last part that I'm going to show you, but I will take more detailed time to show you the rest of the set next week. I knew that I wouldn't have enough time for all of it because there were a lot of pieces to show you. Just remember, Brittany, she's a rock star because she enters all of these things. I think over the last couple of months, there have been a good, I am going to guess, new product-wise, that we're probably over 1,000 of new products that she has entered over the last few weeks, month and a half. Yeah, I'm going to say month and a half. And don't forget that we're to be expecting the Craftaganza coming from Hunky Dory. So she'll be putting that in once we receive it. And then this is the last piece. This is probably one of my favorite parts of this. Don't ask me why I think it's so great, but I think I just love the print. So in general, and you can use this for so many different things. It is used as a project pack so that you can put your pieces in it. It's not going to hold your entire sheet in there. As you can see, that would be really snug. So it's not made for that as much as it is just made for all your pieces and parts. Once you start breaking them down, this is a way to keep them all somewhere where they don't get messed up. And you can put your little nose in and see what's in there and take it out and say, oh, yes, here were my paper packs and here were my sayings and here, so that you're not going, oh, where did I put my sentiments and where did I put my this portion of my collection? Because everybody does their storing of their crafts differently, and it makes more sense for some people to go by theme. It makes other sense to go by brand. So for different people, it's all going to be for different spaces, and this is a great way to hold a section of your items that you're working on in a project so that they don't get damaged just sitting on your desk. I know at my house, if something's sitting out at my desk, the kids will run by and they don't think about it. They're just being kids, and the wind blows the paper and off it goes. She thinks there are enamel bits in the pouch. Ha! Thelma, you're so good. This is the first time we've had the pouch. So here are your enamel bits that are included in the pouch. See, if I'd read the tag. Thank you, Thelma. I appreciate that. Yes, we are going to be working on this set. Debbie and I were talking about it once she knew what the doctor's answers were over this last few weeks. And so we're going to see what we can do about sneaking in something. We'll work on it together so that it's not so tiring, because let's face it, crafts, when you've been had surgery here, lifting your arms and moving around, she's just starting her exercises. So we still need to give it a couple more weeks. But then we'll work on this together, and then she can show you all the lovely goodies on a Saturday. And I think that does everything. And look, it's 5:01. And now I've got some extra for next week to show you. And let's see. Oh, have a happy 4th of July. Enjoy your time. And be safe out there. Let's see. Anything else? I don't think there's anything in particular. I may have a surprise for you guys later, but I can't guarantee it. It's going to have to depend on my timeline this week. So I don't want to say anything until I know for sure. So just keep an eye out over this next week and see if something pops up on your YouTube for you. I just had a little bit of fun doing some stuff, and I thought maybe I would share it. So that means, though, that I have to coordinate with Bryce or Brittany or my husband, somebody to help me with the process. So thank you very much, guys. Have a great weekend and take care of yourselves.